saying you have to earn 3 times the rent is very reasonable as a landlord. I would too. Ek is te bang, hulle betaal my plekkie. But what we are complaining is saying you cannot say the rent is 20,000 rand. Then I need to earn 60k. Waar in jou regte mind verdien 'n 25-jarige still trying to figure it out daai geld after graduation? Just a junior, guys, they don't want us there.
It's sad because I used to really enjoy interacting with people who come over from overseas, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool. You're living in my country now. That's amazing. Now it's like, please leave. Please go away. You're taking our homes. You're stealing our land. You're stealing our property.
Can someone please call their friends in Cape Town and hear if they're okay? Because we just went on holiday to Cape Town this December, and I'm from Pretoria, and I came back, and I was like, what is going on there, guys? What in the two flying is going on there? So, firstly, the housing prices. Secondly, the audacity of the amount of foreigners.
So I just watched Jemima's video. She's a girl I follow, and she talked about the whole Dudula operation.
Hey, Cape Town, I want to talk to you. I want to first start by saying it's all your fault. It's all your fault. You've been selling and overselling Cape Town to the rest of the world as if it's the place. That's why they are flocking to Cape Town, and the price of properties is increasing so much it's now not livable for you.
I just saw 3 separate videos of 3 separate white women talking about how expensive Cape Town is, and they are being priced out. And when they are talking about this, I'm like, but black people told you.
Hello and welcome to the channel. There is a lot that is happening in South Africa, and we always say that if something involves politicians, we can expect some stress. The only things that give us joy and happiness are the ones that don't involve politicians most of the time. We are looking at the drama happening in the city of Cape Town. Now, this was sparked by a viral video of a lady who was crying, guys, because she found herself almost being homeless because of the high rent prices in the city of Cape Town. Now, we have seen it that, South Africa is really in a immigration crisis, let me say that, because they are both legal and illegal immigrants, right? When South Africans first complained about the immigrants that are coming in and taking over South African jobs, rather many people said, y'all are complaining, be more competitive, blah blah blah. Now there are other immigrants that are coming in. They are not taking jobs, they are creating jobs according to them, because they are the ones who are paying salaries and getting people and using services rather of South Africa, and allowing people to generate income, blah blah blah, with their Airbnbs. But even that one is having an effect on the locals, because now the locals are no longer able to stay in the places in Cape Town that they would love to stay in and they could previously stay in, because they cannot compete with the rand, the dollar, the yen, all of these other currencies that have found comfort in the city of Cape Town, encouraged, by the way, by the DA. Now, the mayor of Cape Town, Jordan Hill-Lewis, has been on various platforms and speaking about, this property crisis in Cape Town, where people are complaining that they cannot afford rent any longer. They can no longer afford even the houses, guys. A mere 2-bedroom house is in the millions in Cape Town. Go Ningi. Let's take a look at the thoughts and sentiments around what's happening in Cape Town. Of course, there is something that the locals can do. There is something that South Africans can do about this. That is changing the leadership, and we know that local government elections are coming. Now, is this something that Khonavat can fix? We don't know, because it involves people with deep pockets wanting to continue keeping areas of Cape Town exclusive to other people with deep pockets. But of course, Black South Africans are out there saying, we told you guys that we are out here living in Khayelitsha and Gugulethu, not because we want to and take 3 taxis to get to work, not because we want to, but because we have been priced out. Let's talk about it down below. But at this moment, South Africa is putting out flames left, right, and center. If it's not foreign nationals from the rest of Africa, it's foreign nationals from Germany or Israel. What's going on? Please give this video a thumbs up as we take a look at the rest of the videos and sentiments around this.
It's sad because I used to really enjoy interacting with people who come over from overseas, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool. It's sad, man, and they're not like the direct problem. You know, they're just the part of the problem. It's the governments. It's the top elitists. It's inequality. But like, now I see them, I'm like, Futsek, please, like, you cool, but like, be cool in your country.
Okay, I'm gonna need the City of Cape Town Tourism to come to the front. What are we seeing right now? Why are all these UK influencers in Cape Town this summer? It's giving undisclosed brand deal. It's giving paid promotion, because why does the brand that's being sold look like Cape Town from specific influencers?
How's it? So in 2024, I made this video.
How's it? This is a message for my Cape Townians. In fact, it is a warning. So I suggest you heed this call and you listen closely. What is happening in Cape Town is unsustainable. That little utopia is going to combust. And granted, at this stage, it is black and brown people who cannot afford to live in the city, so no one cares. But white South Africans, you are next. I promise you. Because the rand is not the euro, as not the dollar. And you, at some point, will also be outpriced of living in that city. If you guys don't do something about it, if you don't address this issue head on, you too will no longer be able to afford to live in the little utopia that you call Cape Town.
Right. So I'm being tagged in videos of there's a white woman who's unfortunately cannot find accommodation in Cape Town. She's about to be homeless. Sorry to her. I'm going to now explain to white South Africans and white Cape Townians in general as to why most of the country doesn't give a damn anymore. It's because we told you guys. And you guys thought you were the exception to the rule. Capitalism doesn't give a damn about what race you are. You thought you would be absolved from the wrath of the colonizer? Lest you forget, you are South African. You might be white, but you are South African. And when we told you guys, when black and brown people were being pushed out of Cape Town, we told you guys, you thought, oh no, it won't happen to me. You know why you thought that? Because you liked it.
The amount of Germans, guys, can I tell you the amount of Germans there? And the amount of Jews. I'm like, what's going on? What's happening down there, guys? Are you guys okay? I think we must have like a curriculum. You know, like when you went to university, like your first year, you had to take that computer thing, like in Potchefstroom, they called it Akhla. Like, Akhla, you know? For like, just an overview of how to read and type and things like that, you know? We must do that for foreigners when they land in the Cape, you know? Because we know we already being taken for a peer here in South Africa when Helen Zille comes and dances there in Joburg at the potholes, saying that she'll turn Joburg around, but she can't even turn her mini around to look at what's happening in Khayelitsha. The colored people are dying there, but the madam wants to come dance here in potholes here in Joburg. And then you have the rumpies up there, the cupcake one, stashing his money into his couch and shooting people at the mines for his millions. Zuma is resting in his fire pool there in Nkandla. Julius is getting very skinny of the stress. And we've said we are fine being taken for a ride by our own people, but I wonder when you come from overseas and you're talking to us, you're talking to me, you're standing in Woolworths and you're giving me that fight when I'm saying to you, please excuse me, and then the German goes, and continues talking German. You can have the Cape. You can have the Cape. But my bro, at least be polite about it when you know you're siphoning off the Cape. Don't even get me going about that fat one that has the credit card of the DA and then he brings in the diseases for our cows to destabilize our economy. And you want to vote DI? Wait, vote IMC? Why? We know this country is a game. It's Monopoly turned upside down. Monopoly for grade 1. You know? Instead of having the animals, you have debt. My bro, you have debt.
On Twitter, if not 2019, 2020, on Twitter about how Black South Africans are being priced out of Cape Town, and it's becoming too expensive, and the rentals are ridiculous, and white South Africans didn't care. I mean, they didn't care about that conversation because they didn't think it would affect them. And at that time, it didn't affect them. They can still compete with the rental prices. And number two, and this is very important, white South Africans like being the only ones there. They like the fact that black people were not in Cape Town. So, of course, they want to be Stevie Wonder to the problem because it didn't affect them, number one. And number two, they enjoyed the fact that they were surrounded by white people only. So when black people were sending warning signs like, hey, it's affecting us now, but eventually you're not going to be able to compete with the dollar and the pounds as well. They were like, we love the fact that we are the only ones here. So they enjoyed the city. 5 years down the line, they are now making videos about the fact that they can afford it. Guys, this is what I always say when it comes to any topic. Just because something doesn't affect you directly at the time, it doesn't mean you shouldn't care. Especially when it comes to people talking about not being able to afford something. Because capitalism doesn't give a damn about anything other than the fact that he wants to make money out of you. So now South Africans, black South Africans, they've adjusted to the fact that they can't afford Cape Town. So they've moved on from the topic. And now all of a sudden, white people in South Africa are expecting everyone to care. But we were warned. You were warned about this. You were warned. I remember specifically it was a huge hot topic on social media. You were warned. Now you have to deal with it.
Well, there you have it. Those are some of the views and sentiments coming in there. But, since it's a summer emotional, of course, many are angry, sarcastic, and in true South African form, people will still make jokes, even though it's a very tough time. And it's just a South African thing of turning things around. Please do follow them on various social media platforms to get a broader sense of their contributions on this topic. Some of these videos have been cut short just so that we can fit in as many as we can to get a view of what people are thinking, because go Ningi, this is a real pandemic. Now the rest of South Africa shouldn't just turn a blind eye to what Cape Town and Cape Townians are experiencing at this moment, whether it's black, white, whoever lives in Cape Town, colors, everybody, and then think that we as the rest of South Africa are exempted, because that's a mistake that some white South Africans made, feeling that no, the issue of high rent means that you are the one who cannot afford to just go and look for another place. But as a South African, you should be able to have access to any place in South Africa. You shouldn't be directly excluded, deliberately actually excluded as a South African. There is some leniency that should be applied, of course. And then we know that economics needs that supply demand. But what about you servicing your people, right? Are you just gonna sell the land? What about your people? We know that most people are like, yeah, where is Dudula when you need them? So there's no Dudula in the Western Cape because it's white people, it's the Germans, it's the Jews, it's the Americans, it's the Chinese. But in Johannesburg, we are seeing Dudula and Durban. Yeah, the people of Cape Town, there is a group of people who are affected there. They must have their own middle class Dudula. And guys, to what? What do we do, guys? At this point, please give this video a thumbs up and let's see how this housing issue gets resolved. Please, let's meet on the next video. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye.